Imagine waking up one day and realizing the person you trusted the most was living a double life. Not in a movie, not in a book, but right there in your own bed. That was my reality. And if you think betrayal ends the moment it's discovered, let me show you how deep that wound can really go. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, hit subscribe, turn on notifications. We share real stories, real voices, and maybe, just maybe, a bit of healing. If this story touches something and you leave a like, it helps more people find us. So here it is, my story. We had been married for 32 years together, for 36, 2 grown kids, a quiet life that on the surface looked stable and safe. But on September 5th everything changed. She was 55 and I found out she'd had an affair, not just emotional, physical too. It lasted 9 months. We're both in therapy now. I've been going for 7 weeks. She just started 2 weeks ago. We've also been in marriage counseling, trying to figure out if there's something left to save. Since that day she hasn't contacted him except once, a voicemail where she ended it clearly and told him she was going no contact. He tried to reach out twice in the first week, but nothing since. Let me take you back to where it all began. Our marriage had become routine, boring, sexless for more than 10 years. We didn't talk about it, not really. I loved her, I still found her attractive, but I was afraid she'd leave, so I said nothing. And she was deeply unhappy too, but we never shared that pain. We just drifted like two ships passing in the night. That's when he showed up. He was 42, worked at the care home where her father lived. She saw him as kind, gentle, and good. They had sex once unprotected. He told her afterward that he hoped she'd get pregnant. He wanted to be a father. She's past menopause, but she said she actually wanted to help him. At the time she didn't know he was married. He hid it from her. She said she believed she deserved to feel good again, to feel something real, something other than the numbness at home. She told herself it wasn't so bad. She looked at our friends, some of whom had also had affairs, and thought, if they did it, why can't I? She truly thought I'd never find out, and if I did, she said she didn't think I'd even be that angry because she was so unhappy. That was just the beginning. After that, she said, she went back to just being his friend until he lost his job at the care home. Then it was 6 months of constant emotional connection. They texted, called right in front of me. She told me he was struggling, an alcoholic, his wife was leaving him, he was in a dark place. She wanted to help, take him to meetings, find him a sponsor. And I believed her because for over 30 years I had no reason not to. Then came July. We went on vacation and she was glued to her phone, texting him, calling him. I said it felt wrong, that she needed to stop. She said he was just a friend, that she was helping him. And I still didn't think she was cheating because I trusted her fully. If you've ever been blindsided by someone you love, you'll understand this kind of pain. If this resonates, take a second, leave a comment, tell me your story. You're not alone. Then came September 4th and 5th. She slept with him again while he was drunk. She said she was trying to comfort him, trying to help him get to a better place, to get sober so he could go back to his wife. When she came home that night, I asked where she'd been. She told me she was with him. I got angry. I said it was too much time, too much attention. Then I asked, do you have an emotional connection with him? She said yes. Then I asked, are you attracted to him? She said yes. And then I asked the question I never thought I would need to ask, did you sleep with him? She dropped her head into her hands, didn't say a word. That silence was my answer. That moment destroyed me. I said things I didn't know I was capable of saying. I was filled with a rage I had never felt before. I wanted revenge on both of them. I left, took off in my car, no destination, just raw fury. I nearly crashed multiple times, thought about disappearing, ending it all, hurting him. But I went home, slept in a tent in the backyard, or at least tried. I didn't sleep, not for 5 days. The next morning I took her phone, read everything, exported screenshots. I found his address, his wife's, his sister's, his brother's. I told them all. His wife thanked me, said it was the final reason she needed to leave him. That gave me a small sense of justice, a tiny piece of control in a world that had exploded. I started therapy right away, marriage counseling too. She answered all my questions, her story matched the phone records, the texts, the timeline. I chose to try to see if reconciliation was possible. She said she wanted that too. But she's still dealing with something called limerence and obsessive emotional attachment. She says she has no sexual desire for me, she's working on it, but it's slow, painfully slow. I told her a sexless marriage is not an option. We've tried, but after months without intimacy it hasn't gone well. And because she had unprotected sex with him, we're waiting on STI test results, 3 months for a full panel. So far we've only had limited contact. We've discovered things about each other, things we never talked about in 35 years, her past, her trauma, her pain. Now we're finally communicating for real. And that's something. Some days are better than others. Some days I fall apart all over again. It's a roller coaster and it's exhausting. But once in a while there's a good day, a moment of peace, a spark of hope. Let me take you deeper. I grew up in a house full of quiet betrayals where my father was more ghost than man and my mother's smiles hid sharp edges. As a child I learned to hide my pain, to swallow tears because boys don't cry. I remember the first time I realized trust could break. I caught my mother in a lie, and from that day something inside me hardened. Fast forward and I'm standing in my own living room on September 5th, heartbreaking as the woman I loved told me she had been living a secret life for months. That night I didn't just lose my wife, I lost the future I thought we had. I left, drove aimlessly, felt the world collapse beneath me. I almost gave up, thought about disappearing, about hurting someone, anything to numb the pain. But I didn't. Instead I fought, I cried, I screamed inside where no one could hear. I dug through every message, every call, trying to understand how someone you love could betray you so deeply. I found justice in telling the truth to the people who deserved to know. I found hope in therapy and counseling, in the tiny moments when she looked at me and really saw me. We're rebuilding slowly, messily, with no promises. Because healing isn't a straight line. It's a jagged path with falls and rises, dark nights and bright mornings. I don't know what the future holds, but I do know I'm not alone. And neither are you. If you have felt this pain, if you are fighting your own battle, know this. You are not broken, you are not alone. If this story moved you, please subscribe, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and leave your thoughts below. I read every comment because we heal together. Thank you for listening.